What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube and give me a follow on TikTok too. So let's get into it. So, for me, as far as what I saw on Saturday night, aka Sunday morning, what the best fight of the night was between Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes. This was a war of attrition, a back and forth seesaw battle. This is what I would say the fans love to see, and this is what I love to see, because this was all out war. And these guys, they pretty much went at it from the first bell. Both guys in there throwing bombs. It was almost like, forget about the jab, forget about the boxing, let's just go to war, let's just have a fight, let's just have a scrap. And it was relatively close, I would say. First couple of rounds, I want to say first third of the fight, first sort of 4 rounds, you could score them sort of even, probably 2-2 either way. In those first 4 rounds, it was close. You could see the speed of Abdullah Mason, but Sam Noakes would always come back with his own shots, and he would do his work too. So it was, the first sort of third of the fight, first 4 rounds were pretty close. And as we moved on to sort of 5, 6, 7, 8, it was tough. It was a lot of back and forth, but I found that once it got sort of past the middle rounds, for me, Abdullah Mason started doing the slightly better work, using his speed, that great hand speed that he's got, and that great engine that he's got. The combinations that young man was able to throw, absolutely brilliant. Noakes would always respond, but I found that some of the times, Noakes was sort of coming off second best, at least in my view, and Abdullah Mason was sort of being first and then being last. So yeah, it was a good war of attrition in those sort of middle rounds. But for me, going from the middle to the later rounds, Abdullah Mason sort of took over the fight from that period, and it was like he was doing the better work, and then Sam Noakes was coming back with his own work, but sort of coming off, I would say, second best. And Abdullah Mason was just it was brilliant with the variety of shots to the head and the body, and he mixed it up nicely. Great punch selection by him. And in Sam Noakes' defense, he also, especially in those mid rounds, was able to do some great work too. And there were times where it looked like Sam Noakes had, he definitely staggered Abdullah Mason at times, and he definitely hurt him and stunned him with some of the shots. But as the fight got later, then it became, there was some big moments for Abdullah Mason, more so later on in the fight. Those sort of 10, 11, 12, excuse me, there was, I would say the bigger and better moments in those championship rounds were for sort of Abdullah Mason. I thought he had the better moments, and he sort of finished the fight better. He finished the fight the stronger of the two, and his hand speed was a real factor in there, because although Sam Noakes was able to respond to what Abdullah Mason did, Abdullah Mason would then come back after the response with more and more of his combinations from that southpaw stance. And I think his edging speed and that youth and that good engine that he's got, the ability to just throw those combinations, to just rattle them off over and over again, that's what sort of counted in his favor. He had to work for the victory. It wasn't an easy feat. It wasn't an easy fight at all. But yeah, for me, they definitely got the right winner. I thought Abdullah Mason, it was a close-ish fight, but I thought, for me, Abdullah Mason, a good, a clear winner by a couple of rounds there. Although it was a good fight, it was an impeccable fight, and Sam Noakes gave, for the most part, as good as he got. But Abdullah Mason was just edging him with those combinations, just finishing the fight that bit stronger. And, he was able to just do that bit more than Sam Noakes, just able to sort of outwork him and outdo Sam Noakes for me. So, yeah, I think right decision there. Sam Noakes, he can come again. Gave a great account of of himself in there, no disgrace at all. And it was a brilliant fight for me, as far as what I saw, because I saw mainly sort of that main card, the main part of the card, those 4 fights. For me, it was the best of the 4, just because of how competitive it was, and you know, the fact that both men just gave their all, and it, you know, as I said, very competitive, and excellent display of boxing from both guys. War of attrition. So anyway, let me know what you thought about that fight in the comments below. Until next time, it's MKO Boxing, over and out.